Rain, rain, go away. Come again, whenever we want, I guess. Folks, Wickerbottom's newest novels are the gifts that keep on giving, and while her lunar grimoire is obviously incredible, do not sleep on practical rain rituals here. For one thing, it is one of the few books available immediately without a bookcase, although it is true its initial craft won't be the easiest in the world, as you can see. But for another, it offers us 5 reads in total, and each one of those reads will start or stop both rain or snow. Do bear in mind though, the books do occasionally eat a read if they're read too quickly. And yes, even if it won't get rid of the already dropped frogs, the book will prevent further frog rains, and the books do indeed work in the caves, as you can see. Use all that to your advantage for sure, while also still understanding just how important bookcases will be here, as let's remember now, bookcases recharge book durability over time. So then, infinite rainfall potential. What exactly does that mean? Well, we'll get to that soon, I think. For now, here's just one last basic note to make. The rain we conjure up is random in eventual intensity and duration, folks. I have noticed the occasional low-intensity, long-lasting rain that will really help with a lot to come here, while also experiencing some rather short, super high-intensity rainfall that also has its advantages. Either way, let's talk rain. And to simply drive home just how incredibly impactful and cool controllable rain is gonna be from here on out, we are gonna start with some of the more obscure uses and effects, like bird spawns. But hold up, Beard. The heck are you on about? Are you telling me that birds spawn faster in the rain in this game? Yes, I am. Here's me sitting around for a minute without rain while wearing a feather hat, and in direct contrast, here's me doing that exact same bloody thing, only with rain in play this time. Folks, birds spawn roughly 4 times as fast in the rain than outside of it. That means faster kills, better farms, easier trappings, and much more. Pretty neat, right? And we're only just getting started, everyone. Is that annoying Oasis Desert Sandstorm giving you some grief? Well, if there is a Wickerbottom anywhere in the world, and she happens to have this book, she can give us all some relief, as rain means no sandstorm at all. Not only that though, our friend Antlion here is also no fan of a wet world. So if you want to keep her at bay without killing her or offering her tribute throughout summer, then simply make it rain over and over and over again. Oh yes, I think you're beginning to see just how amazing this book is going to be. Keep taking them notes. Especially on some of my favorite aspects of a controlled rain, a potential wet world. Again, depending on the intensity and duration of the rainfall that you conjured up, chances are you will be able to force a wet world eventually. And a wet world means wet mobs, bosses included, mind. Couple that with some morning stars for obviously more damage. Feel free to spit electricity at your enemies for plenty more damage, aided directly by that very same electrical damage modifier. And maybe, just maybe, take advantage of some more Vault Goat jelly to turn any weapon into a pure killing machine, no matter the season. Folks, we now have a way to utilize electrical damage in this game essentially at will. It's amazing stuff. And no surprise here, things only get better. Take ocean fishing, for example. While many lures exist in this game, and most work on most fish, that isn't always the case, especially with rainy and/or snow day lures. Those two only work when it's either raining or snowing, of course, but they do so 100% of the time if it happens to be raining or snowing, and guess what? They attract every fish in this game, yes, big, small, seasonal, event alike. So then, why not just make it rain and enjoy snagging ocean fish left and flipping right with ease? To continue though, Pearl can also benefit from an early and first precipitation fall, as we can read practical rain rituals on her island at any time in order to give her an umbrella and or a piece of winter gear, which will both result in a point of friendship each. Not bad. Forcing rainfall in summer over and over and over again also essentially cancels all wildfires, as the world will never be able to get hot or dry enough to pick a target to help smolder, therefore potentially saving us from having to cover our bases with flingomatics and all that nonsense. So yes, the book is also opening entirely new ways to play the game. But another rather obscure mechanic is the process of mushroom growth, as in case you didn't know, the fungi requires roughly 5 to 10 minutes of rain over time in order to sprout up again, and yes, this does go for all mushrooms at all times of the day, including in the caves. Flowers are also impacted by rain, but indirectly, mind, as while the ones we pick won't actually regrow in rain, if we happen to pick a bunch from an area and the world is wet, the game will eventually respawn most of them very quickly if we're not on screen. So here's me sticking it to all the people who've been giving me crap about flowers for years at this point. Cacti is also impacted by rainfall, actually. However, it is only through regrowth mechanics, meaning that the rain is going to accelerate the time it takes for destroyed cacti to return to the world, and not just accelerate a regrowth timer of picked cacti. And speaking of stuff exactly like that, contrary to popular belief, rain does not have any impact on the growth timers of any growable resource in this game, so don't even bother. But rain can and will still rejuvenate all plants in the game if they've wilted due to summer or something, so bear that in mind for sure. And lastly, the book apparently fills up the water on every farm plot instantly, so there you go. This one could actually be quite useful. But before we go, I do want to quickly mention that potentially having perpetual rainfall isn't always going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And I do mean literally too. Obviously, we'll have to contend with wetness if we choose to let it continue, which will lead to fuel inefficiency with fires, worse torches, slippery tools and weapons eventually, sanity loss depending on the intensity of the rain, wet clothes, and even health damage if you happen to be WX, of course. All I'm saying is, be aware of your impact on the world and others, Wickerbottom, especially nowadays. But there you have it, everyone. A list of the many potential uses of one of Wickerbottom's newest novels, Practical Rain Rituals. Chances are I missed something, and it was probably pretty obvious. But even still, I hope today still showed you just how insane this thing is going to be. Applications are game-changing. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Make it rain, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.